Abandoned to Empowered. My Journey to Love and Success, Chapter 1. A Shattering Loss. Emma was always a devoted wife to her husband, David. She had met him in college, where they fell in love despite their different backgrounds. Emma grew up with modest means, raised by a single mother after her father passed away. David, on the other hand, came from a family who valued ambition and wealth, always seeking more and setting high expectations for those around him. Despite their differences, Emma believed love could bridge any gap. She spent years trying to be the supportive, loving wife he wanted. But things began to change. David's behavior grew distant and cold. He began coming home late, often dismissive and moody, constantly complaining about their lifestyle and lack of luxuries. Though she tried to address his concerns and create a warm, loving home, David's dissatisfaction only grew. Then, one evening, he dropped a bombshell. David announced he was leaving her without a word of empathy or regret. In his eyes, Emma had become a burden, a woman of simple means, not fit for the life he wanted. Emma was devastated, left alone in an empty house with no answers. But just a few days after he left, she discovered she was pregnant. Her mind reeled at the thought, David's child, inside her, just as he had walked out the door. She wrestled with her emotions, anger, heartbreak, fear, and hope all churned within her. She struggled to decide whether to tell him or not. The realization that he would probably dismiss her pregnancy as another inconvenience made her decide to keep it from him. Determined to start anew, she resolved to raise her child alone. Chapter 2. A Family Secret Revealed. As the weeks passed, Emma knew she needed support. She turned to her estranged family, particularly her great-uncle Richard, who had always doted on her as a child. She hadn't spoken to him in years, as her relationship with David had consumed her life, and she worried about how he would respond to her sudden reappearance. Surprisingly, Uncle Richard was thrilled to hear from her. He invited her to his estate, arranging a family gathering with her cousins and other relatives who she hadn't seen in ages. She arrived nervously, clutching her secret tightly, but the warmth of her family gave her a sense of security she hadn't felt in years. As the night went on, Richard pulled her aside and, with a gentle smile, began sharing a surprising revelation. Emma learned that he was the owner of a $10 million company, a family business he had built from the ground up. Emma's father had once been his business partner. Upon her father's death, Richard had kept an eye on Emma's well-being from afar. With no children of his own, he had decided to pass the business on to Emma, making her the primary heir to his entire fortune. Emma was stunned. The man she thought of as her quiet, unassuming uncle was actually a successful entrepreneur with a legacy built over decades. Overwhelmed, she could hardly believe she was the chosen successor, especially after feeling so small and dismissed by David. Uncle Richard gently reminded her that she came from strong, resilient roots and that he trusted her to honor the family's name. She accepted the offer with humility, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The inheritance was not just a financial boon, it was the support and validation she so desperately needed. Her family rallied around her, promising to help her prepare for her future as a mother and a businesswoman. Chapter 3. Finding Strength and a New Life. With newfound determination, Emma threw herself into learning the ins and outs of the family business. Uncle Richard was a strict yet patient mentor, guiding her through complex business strategies and teaching her about leadership. Along the way, she met Alex, a brilliant young financial advisor who quickly became her trusted ally. Alex had a calm, steady presence, offering both professional advice and personal support. They worked long hours together, sharing stories over coffee and learning from one another. Emma was drawn to Alex's kindness and the gentle respect he showed her. He was always willing to lend an ear or offer a word of encouragement, especially on days when she felt overwhelmed by her responsibilities. Meanwhile, her pregnancy progressed, and Alex grew to be more than just a colleague. He became her confidant and friend. He even accompanied her to a few doctor's appointments, never overstepping, but always there when she needed someone. For the first time in years, Emma felt truly seen and valued for who she was, not for what she could provide. Slowly, Emma's broken heart began to heal. Her love for Alex developed gradually, almost without her realizing it. When he finally confessed his feelings for her, she felt a rush of warmth and joy that made her feel alive again. Chapter 4. David's Return. One afternoon, while Emma was deep into a meeting about a company expansion, she got a call from her assistant. "Emma, your ex-husband is here to see you." Her blood ran cold. David, the man who had left her pregnant and alone, was standing in her office building. With a steely resolve, she decided to face him. She walked into the lobby with her head held high, her appearance now reflecting the strength she had gained in his absence. David looked shocked. He had expected to see the timid, insecure Emma he had left, but instead he faced a confident, successful woman. Awkwardly, he tried to make small talk, weaving a sob story about how his new relationship had ended and how he had been thinking about her a lot lately. Emma remained composed, waiting for him to reveal his true purpose. It didn't take long. David brought up her newfound wealth, expressing how impressed he was with her success. He then tried to guilt her, talking about how they had been partners once and how he missed the life they'd had together. Emma looked at him with pity, realizing he didn't know she was pregnant when he left. She calmly revealed the pregnancy, telling him that he'd abandoned both her and their unborn child without a second thought. David's face fell, realizing he'd lost more than just money. He'd lost the chance to be a father and have a family. After delivering her message, she asked him to leave. She felt a mix of relief and triumph, no longer shackled by her past. Chapter 5. A New Beginning. With David gone, Emma fully embraced her new life. She gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, and Alex was by her side the whole time, standing in as the father figure her son would know. Their love deepened, and eventually, they married in an intimate ceremony, surrounded by family and friends. Emma continued to run her family's business with passion, becoming a respected leader in the industry. Her uncle was proud, often boasting about her achievements. Emma knew she had come full circle, from heartbreak to happiness, from being abandoned to finding a true partner. As she looked around at the life she had built, she felt gratitude for the trials she had endured. Those dark days had given her strength and opened the door to a brighter, richer life. Her journey taught her that even the deepest betrayals could lead to unexpected blessings, and she would carry that lesson with her always. Emma's life was finally her own, filled with love, purpose, and the family she had always dreamed of. When Emma's husband walks out on her, leaving her pregnant and heartbroken, she's left to pick up the pieces of a shattered life. Struggling to move forward, she reconnects with her estranged family, only to discover a shocking truth. She's the sole heir to her great-uncle's $10 million company. As she steps into a world of wealth and responsibility, Emma finds strength she never knew she had. With the support of Alex, a kind and devoted friend who becomes her greatest ally, she rises from the ashes of her past. But when her ex-husband reappears, lured by her newfound fortune, Emma must confront old wounds and protect the family she's rebuilding. Filled with resilience, empowerment, and second chances, this is a journey from heartbreak to triumph, and a testament to the power of love and self-discovery.